Donald Trump just got some very bad news and literally moments ago was rushed away to the hospital for the second time this year. And Donald Trump's bad news comes in the form of the Nobel Peace Prize. And by the way, sorry, as you can see here, I'm at home, but I wanted to bring this to you as soon as I could because there's a lot happening. I'm sure there's going to be more that drops later this day. So I wanted to get it out right now. But the Nobel Peace Prize was not awarded to Donald Trump despite his truly pathetic attempt to try to get it. And I understand why he didn't get it. Now, the Nobel Peace Prize folks were asked why, and here's what they had to say.
Repeatedly said he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize and he'd like to have it. He even said that it would be an insult to the United States if he doesn't get it. What does as the chairman of the Nobel Peace Prize Committee, think of this, and how has this campaign-like activity by the president and his supporters, domestically and internationally, affected the deliberations and the thinking in the committee?
In the long history of the Nobel Peace Prize, I think this committee have seen any type of campaign, media attention. We receive thousands and thousands of letters every year of people wanting to say what for them leads to peace. This committee sits in a room filled with the portraits of all laureates, and that room is filled with both courage and integrity. So we base only our decision on the work and the will of Alfred Nobel.
Why didn't Trump get the Nobel Peace Prize? The award only goes to people of courage and integrity. LOL. Also, sorry, when you are waging war against your own citizens, I don't think that deserves a Nobel Peace Prize, to be completely honest. And I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump, being the petulant child he is, decides to start 5 more wars around the country and around the world just to spite the fact that he didn't get this. He's so desperate for wanting it, and I can tell you exactly why he wants it. Here is this clip where Donald Trump very clearly says the only reason he wants this is because Obama had it and he never did.
Peace Prize for way less than...
Also, he looks very old. I can't get over it. He just is looking like an old raisin.
Indeed, and President Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize
for
way less.
For doing nothing.
Exactly.
Obama got a prize. He didn't even know what he got. He got elected, and they gave it to Obama for doing absolutely nothing but destroying our country. No, he was not a good president. The worst president was Sleepy Joe Biden. But Obama was not a good president.
Are you going to do something with the
They gave him a prize. How many months after he won the election, then they gave him the Peace Prize, right?
It was right after he was elected.
My election was a much more important election.
You're never going to get the Nobel Peace Prize, and you're never getting an Oscar, and I know both those things really hurt you. Candace Owens, who has been going truly insane, had this to say.
Trump wants a Nobel Peace Prize, by the way, for the planned ethnic cleansing so that they could profit on the land and turn it into a beach town. So let me say this. This is our never again, okay? This is a Holocaust. A Holocaust just happened. A real Holocaust just happened. And we will never forget this. You need to tell your children what happened in Gaza. You need to tell them exactly who did it, exactly whose families were involved in this. And when you hear in the future somebody tell you, like, we're going to Gaza Beach for a vacation, you need to look at them like they are the absolute vermin of our society, because they are.
Honestly, yes. Yes. I know I don't talk a lot about Gaza on this channel because, frankly, I focus more on domestic things that have happened. And what has happened in Gaza, I wasn't even expecting to talk about this, is appalling. And it is ethnic cleansing waged by Israel, the government in Israel, and our country as well. And she's going to go on here and say some pretty ludicrous things about the land being Kurdish, but I actually somewhat agree with it, that they only care about Gaza so much just so that they can start building new buildings. And I think if we're going to move forward as a party, a Democratic Party, which, by the way, I'm more and more upset with because fascism is here and they're fucking sending tweets, stupid ass tweets, rather than getting people into the streets, organizing, fighting with every single weapon they have available, metaphorical weapon. But if we're going to be the party of morality, we, one, can't be the party of stock trading, and two, we can't be the party that supported the cleansing and the killing of an ethnic group and civilians simply because they were in the way. All right. Stuart Stevens says here about the Nobel Peace Prize. Here's what the Nobel Committee said on the recent selection, that Machado, quote, meets all three criteria stated in Alfred Nobel's will for the selection of Peace Prize laureate. The committee said she has brought her country's opposition together. She has never wavered in resisting the militarization of Venezuelan society. She has been steadfast in her support for peaceful transition to democracy. And as he says here, Donald Trump fails on every count. And I also have, let's just go into, and I'll just show you this, that Marina Corina Machado didn't want to be the target of Donald Trump's ire, so she dedicated it to Donald Trump. And the White House press secretary retweeted that. All right, so we also now know that Donald Trump is going for his routine yearly checkup. Only the last one was literally 6 months ago. 6 months ago. Now, interestingly, Donald Trump departed from the White House without any questions or answers to reporters.
Mr. President. Afghanistan. Do you have any update about Afghanistan, especially Taliban policy towards Afghan women?
Mr. President, can you talk to Hamas?
I don't understand why they don't have like sidewalk there. If they're always going to do that, why isn't there a sidewalk? Regardless. Then when he arrived, he literally just arrived at Walter Reed. He said, I guess this is the rapid response team from the White House saying, when I'm around, I like to check always early, always be early. That's a lot of lessons for a lot of people. Okay. Now they're calling this his yearly checkup or his routine checkup, but he's already did that 6 months ago. So what's this one for? We don't know. Would be nice to have, I don't know, a White House press corps that actually cared. They've never asked about this shit, or they've never told us about it. They know. They never either told us or asked about it. We don't know. Got that droopy ass face, might be going in there about that. We have no idea what the current health condition is of the president. Could just be old age. He is 79, about to be 80. Would be nice to know. Regardless, we're going to follow it. And as I said, I just want to bring this to you as quickly as I could. And that's all I got. Like, subscribe. I'll see you soon. Bye.